rocking this. I'm a monster with the beats. Ask them youngins on the streets. $50, I bet all of them agree with me. I'm a yes man, tell a rapper no. Why you wanna kiss my hit is better if you go. I was looking damn fly, man, before I had some dough. But most look like fashion victims telling me, yo, F a foot in the door, I wanna leg it. Yeah, my jeans skin it, but why y'all wearing leggings? Flow so sick, I don't need a track it. I am my head, I make the snapback match it. Whatever, man, we can talk the talk, it's whatever, we'll talk money. Cause except for the air that we breathe in, that is for free. So put your hands in the air like this. Let me see them high in the air like this. Gotta grind, gotta keep it business. Tell them, hey, if you don't pay, it is whatever, man. Now let me hear you say. Now let me hear you say. Now let me hear you say. DJ drop it. I was the pilot, not the wingman in the cockpit. Music is opening doors for me like a locksmith. So I keep on rocking, keep it independent. Pages keep on knocking. Thick, no.
OK， 首先欢迎各位在10月28号周末来到台北市中正纪念堂参加我们2023 FIBA 3x3 台北挑战赛。我是你们这2天的 MC， 我大家所熟悉的志燕哥，在待会下午的分组预赛也会回到现场。那这是继2017年 FIBA 3x3 台北挑战赛之后，在今年2023，我们再一次回到台北来举行。本次赛事共计16队，10个国家齐聚中正纪念堂。那包含了 FIBA 3x3史上第100战大师赛冠军，世界排名第2的维也纳 Vienna， 世界排名第5荷兰国家队班底的阿姆斯特丹，2023亚洲杯冠军刚拿下上海大师赛，世界排名第9的蒙古乌兰巴托尔，还有我们2023日本3x3 X 年度总冠军 Saitama， 以及代表我们台湾5支顶尖队伍，2天赛事精彩可期。那我们待会第一场分组资格赛将在待会1点20分准时开打。Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready!1点20分的2支队伍，简单介绍日本 Saitama X 球队执行长兼主战班体的洛河之，也是近年我们日本3x3国家队常客，先后代表日本参与2020东京奥运与2023 FIBA 3x3世界杯，他的大赛经验丰富。禁区则有2位来自塞尔维亚好手 Peter Sakur 以及 Goran Dragic， 还有2023 FIBA 3x3亚洲杯日本国家队员小泽林坐镇。那这一次日本3x3第一劲旅强势挑战我们台北挑战赛。那接下来为各位介绍待会的第2支队伍，来自澳洲 Brisbane Australia， 来自澳洲劲旅由当地 NBL 1联盟 Brisbane 首都队成员班底。这一次台北挑战赛为团队首次参加我们 FIBA 3x3顶级国际赛事，其中以后卫 Timothy Jong 与中锋 Ben Walkman 都将在本次访台。 首次站上国际赛场，我们期盼他们的出题之争啊！我们再一次欢迎现场所有的朋友们来到我们台北中科纪念堂。本次赛事2天赛事，我们都是免费入场，所以你看到的观众席，如果你先到都可以先坐。为期2天，今天、明天我们都将在现场进行精彩的赛事。那么在今天的比赛，2组资格赛分组第1名将进入12强小组循环赛，那12强小组前2名进入8强淘汰赛。 7, Tomoya Ochai. Number 4, Rio Ozawa. Number 16, Peter Secure. We need players standing in the middle and face to the camera. We're gonna take a picture. Team Saitama Alphas from Japan. And now, representing Australia, Brisbane, Maine, Team Song number 9. Number 14, Nick Stoddard. Number 23, Ben Buckman. Number 3, Kai Woodwall. Team Brisbane.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2023's Taipei Challenger. You are currently tuned into the Saitama Alphas versus Vienna, Austria. Here on the screen, we have our referees for today's game. And on the broadcast, my name is Taylor Chen, and with me is none other than Plus League English commentator Ryan Chen. Ryan, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. You know, basketball season is on its way, but in the summertime we've got to enjoy a lot of 3-on-3 basketball. We'll detail that as we go. If we get the chance, this is of course 3-on-3 basketball, so if you're watching via the live stream or via whichever broadcast, you know it's a very fast-paced game. We might not even get all our thoughts through.
Definitely not.
Going.
This is definitely a different pace than what we're used to. On the court right now for Brisbane is Nick Stoddard, Ben Volkman, and Kai Woodfall. And for Saitama's side, we have Goran Bijeljic, Tomoya Ochai, Rio Ozawa. And as we kick off right now, ball goes into Australia's possession.
We started with a double pick and roll. Now a shot beyond the arc, so it will be 2 free throws coming up. Everything outside the arc is worth 2. Everything on the inside worth 1.
Number 4, Rio Ozawa on the line.
We have Rio Ozawa at the free throw line. Makes it in the first shot, 24-year-old for the Saitama team. The upcoming tournament is going to be November 4th, the WT Wu Shih 3-on-3 tournament upcoming in China. As he makes his second free throw shot, it's 2-0. Saitama ahead of Brisbane.
There's actually going to be 6 qualifying games to actually get to the regular pool play, or of course the elimination round that will begin tomorrow. So these teams might be international. Of course they come with a strong pedigree, but they're not exactly all the way in yet. No guarantees that they get to the group stage. A lot of ball pressure by Saitama.
New sub in this song, getting in the layup. As Gurung passes to Tomoya, just off the rim, as Suong pops it back out to the outside. Ball gets out of bounds, and just like that, we got more.
$6.
Back to Saitama. There goes Ryo Ozawa, and it's good.
Ryo Ozawa for 3.
But just like that, Brisbane center Volkman gets in another one.
Ochai again missing a little bit to the left. Let's see if he makes the adjustment because they're leaving him open out high.
Woodfall at the elbow just before the whistle blows.
Uh-oh. After the drive, Goran Belicic looks like he turned his ankle pretty bad.
You take a look at that replay. Helps himself with a rebound, but you're gonna see that he's gonna land on Volkman.
Definitely tough to see.
Only 2.5 minutes in, and it's always tough to see any kind of injury like this, as he's still on the floor right now as paramedics are checking up on him.
Physical play is encouraged in 3-on-3 basketball. There are 2 referees to keep an eye on, 6 players out there. In fact, looks like they're getting some additional coolant to provide more treatment.
It's always the first thing that our Taiwanese paramedics go to, just lots of coolant spray. It's a good start. As his teammates are pulling him up, 21-year-old Serbian is getting walked off the court right now.
Hopefully not too severe, because ankle sprains could be anything from back within 5 minutes to out for a long time. Hopefully it's no structural damage, nothing in the bone, which is still possible. They do have an additional seat behind if they might want to put his ankles and elevate it.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing serious, because as we all know, for FIBA 3-on-3s, you're only allowed to register 4 players. So if he's out for the rest of the tournament, they're only going to have 3 players for their upcoming game at 3 o'clock against Minakami, as we start off again.
Good defensive play, though, right away. That's kind of what we're talking about, the physical play, though. If he gets balled, not much of an argument.
Ryo Ozawa for 3, just off to the right. But Saitama gets the rebound, pops it back out to Peter Sakur, and makes it in.
Well, Saitama has a little bit of a lead that they've been working with. Of course, there are a number of fouls that are called, so the clock's not really running down as fast and as smoothly as some other 3-on-3 competitions might go.
You know, I'm sure a lot of these players are going through jet lag, and it's a little bit of a slug in the beginning of this tournament, so it'll probably speed up as we go along. As Woodfall tries to make in the floater, just coming into sub. Ozawa popping back out of the perimeter. Tries to make space in between the key, but for 2 points, Sakur, no good. Once again, Brisbane's possession, and Woodfall gets in too. 4-9-7, Saitama still takes the lead.
There's a wrap foul on the defender trying to get around the screen. Yeah, speaking of the travel, almost all the teams pretty much arrived yesterday. So probably just about a half of a day before their reception last night by the host here and the Absolute 3-on-3, Absolute Basketball here in Taiwan. And then one night of sleep and getting started in the early afternoon here in Taipei.
Definitely not easy. Ryan, you and I were lucky enough to actually go to the reception, and we asked a couple of players, how do you like Taiwan so far? And like you said, they're like, we just got here this morning, and unfortunately, a lot of these teams, they don't get the luxury of staying here for a couple more days to visit the country, because a lot of them are going to go off to their next 3-on-3 tournament. So for instance, like I mentioned before, Saitama is actually going to head off to China for another 3-on-3 as we start off once again. Ozawa trying to pass to his teammate Sakura down below the hoop, goes out of bounds.
That's an interesting stat to put Ozawa at the elbow.
Woodball, another from the perimeter. Ozawa trying to shoot at the same spot. No good, but he's got possession. He found, ball goes right back out to Sakura, and Sakura makes it in himself.
Little miscommunication as they double the same player and they give up the three, Saitama does. Another three made from Kai Woodfall, showing off the range from a couple spots around the arc. They're going to kind of pick on him down low.
Volkman draws the foul off of Tomoyo Ochai. Or excuse me, it's the other way around. Ochai draws a foul from number 23, Volkman. No look pass out to Ozawa once again, and it's good. Quota shot. Once again, Saitama. Ozawa at the top. Pops it back out to the perimeter for Ochai, and another one.
Yeah, typically in 3-on-3, at least in our experience watching in Taiwan, is a lot of times you have four guys, four gals who are kind of like close in build, close in skills. But here, all the teams on the floor right now seem to have positions for their squad. Ozawa versus Woodfall as guards, and Ochai versus, getting the foul right now, Volkman as the bigs.
Volkman at the line. Makes his free throw shot. 3-point difference right now between Saitama and Brisbane.
The target score is 21, so we're kind of coming up on it.
A little bit too much off to the right. Ochai tries to get his own rebound, but Woodfall once again with possession, double teamed by Saitama. And Volkman being stuck at the key. Stoddard, no one guarding him, just off to the right, but gets his own rebound, helps himself. And Volkman right under the basket, gets one in.
Good quick hands there by Volkman, keeping it high and putting it right back up. It looks like they might get a violation for touching the ball.
Ozawa, and it's another wet one.
2 points away.
That one nearly got out of bounds. Song comes back in, out around. Outsmarts Saitama, but from the top, Ochai, that rattles out.
Still have a 2-possession lead. Don't want to give up anything easy.
Woodfall for a last-ditch effort, goes in for 2.
Shot clock in 3-on-3 is only 12 seconds. As it looks like Brisbane will be calling a timeout. Nothing too fancy. You need to string together a stop, a score, another stop, and another score to win it for them. Kind of a wedge set to start. Taking one by Sakura.
After the timeout, and here comes Woodfall. He counters back with 2. Saitama, 1 point left with 3 minutes to go.
Saitama need a basket to win the game.
Another timeout called on Saitama.
Only the 3rd foul by Brisbane, so despite finding a mismatch on Kai Woodfall down low, a foul doesn't cost them yet. And in fact, Saitama calling a timeout, probably want to call out their best set to finish this one off. And here we go.
Ochai hands it off to Ozawa. He's at the top of the key. Now he's coming in. He comes in underhanded, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 21-18. Saitama takes in game 1 of this series, the qualifying draw 1. Like we mentioned before, hopefully their 4th player, his injury is minor enough that he could play for the upcoming game at 3 p.m. against Minakami. Make sure to tune in to the next game, 1:45, the Taichung Hongja versus Taipei City Knights. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. Taipei City Knights.
Number 4 from downtown. Number 14.
some relief. So you flee from the heat as the sparks just fly when I break to the beat. I advance like an avalanche, gaining speed, and you don't have a chance, so you need to leave. Cause I can't stop like a clock with the minute hand. I keep coming with more grooves than Jimmy Jam. I have a track rock like a blast off to the last drop. Gotta give it all the cats got, cause I score with the flow. I'm a cut above. When I hand you the mic, wear an oven glove. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. What we gonna do?
Alright， 首先为各位介绍台中红家队球衣编号12号陈国义，
What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat.
球衣编号15号苏恩林， 球衣编号3号骆俊全，球衣编号13号吕博洋，台中红家篮球队。好，现在为你们介绍第10队台北市台北战马 ，Number 11 Bradley Bird。 Number 12, Yin. Number 8, Wang Kaijin. Number 17, Wu Chinyu. Taipei City, Taipei 战马队。
Tune in to 3-on-3 absolute basketball here at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. You are tuning in to the Taichung Hongjia team against the Taipei City Knights. Taylor Chen and Ryan Chen on the broadcast, and on the screen we have our referees for today's matchup. It is the qualifying draw B before we head into the later afternoon for our qualifying rounds.
So something to know about 3-on-3 basketball in Taiwan is that the Absolute Basketball puts on a summer tour, which this year there were 8 stops. So these two teams are familiar with each other, actually. A lot of ball pressure by Taipei City to start.
The tournament that you mentioned is the 3-on-3 Fubong, held by Fubong Bank of Taiwan. So the 8 stops, it's sprinkled throughout the city. As we kick off with Wei Boyang. As Taichung draws a foul. Something to note on the the Taipei Knights, Yan Yokoto Malala is a French citizen. He's the most seasoned player on the Knights. Something to take note, in 2016 led the FISU World University 3-on-3 Championship. Start off again.
Wong with a 3, and that ties it up. So in 3-on-3 basketball, and ones are literally your 1 point plus a opportunity for a free throw. So you can think of them as even more valuable than and ones in 5-on-5 basketball. As look out in the corner. Both of these teams and all the teams in the qualifiers will try to play 2 to make it to the group stage.
Suarezing gets an and 1.
Suarezing, actually an undersized big in his collegiate playing days. One of his most famous clips was having to try to guard Fujian Catholic University's Zhenxiang Junior and saying, "Coach, he's just too big."
Pops it out to Rakota Malala. No good, but he gets his own rebound. He's gonna go in under the hoop. Tries to get an underhand shot.
Fouled in the process.
Foul on Wei Boyang. Way too deep as Taichung gets a hold of the ball. Juan nearly loses it. And blocked by Rakota Malala. And just before the buzzer beats, no good, pops it back out to the Knights.
That seems to be an operational error because it should have been Hongjia who were on the clock there. Great hands down low to poke it away, and then an athletic leap to get the block shot too. Here's previously the foul. Minute and a half in, already 5 fouls between these two teams.
Bradley Barr to Rakota Malala for the fadeaway, just off. Luo Junquan at the top against Bart. Tries to lay it in once again, no good. Blocked by Rakota Malala. Not today.
Yeah, putting out a show. Now the team has got to figure it out on offense.
Rakota Malala was like, do not pass go, do not collect 100. Behind the back is Barth, and for another one, it's 4-3. Taichung only leads by 1 right now as Rakota Malala tries to get the ball out of Luo Junquan's hands. Just before the buzzer beats, Chen Boyi gets in too. And Barr tries to answer back with his own 2-point shot. Still for the Knights' possession.
Taichung's doing a little bit better job at defensive rebounding. Another look at our first highlight play, you could say, of the tournament.
So far.
A little razzle-dazzle there.
You can definitely tell that Barth is going to be the one to be the show pony of the team and of this tournament.
And getting a trip to the line. An interesting thing about 3-on-3, which is similar to 5-on-5, you can position your players along the slots on the free throw lane however you'd like, obviously with defense getting the low position, but I just find it interesting if teams elect to put a shooter on the outside and make it a challenging coverage. Not so much there.
Luo Junquan helping himself to 2 points. Taichung with now a comfortable lead, 7 minutes left to the game.
Good defensive effort.
Like stealing candy from a baby. Taichung's possession right now. 9 seconds left. Wide open is Zuenli. Barr drawing a +1 for himself.
Yeah, kind of shook me for a second too. I couldn't see it, but we were on the backside, and the lead official who's on the baseline had a good angle at that, and indeed there was contact. So, I mean, we brought it up earlier, the Taipei City Knights put on a lot of ball pressure early. They kind of need to regain that intensity. String together stops and get back on the board. A pretty impressive shooting. One thing about players from Taiwan, the three-point shooting prowess is not nearly as high as it really needs to be competitive on the world level. Something 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 players have to be working on going forward. Double team, no call.
Hongja does operate a little bit better with
Wu in there directing traffic. Pushing the back on the screen. Trying to sneak it in there, maybe a little embezzlement, but the defensive foul was the bigger, or the, I guess the screening foul, not defensive foul. The screening foul is the bigger violation.
Well, Junchen to Wei Boyang. Tries to lay it in. There's a struggle below the hoop, but Taichung still's got possession.
Looks like they're going to call a shot clock violation because the Knights didn't get possession. It's the second time that the shot clock operator and the referees weren't on the same page. One from the earlier game.
Maybe jet lag is contagious here.
Little flare screen leaves one wide open.
Bart drops in two. Timeout coming in use for the Knights right now. You take a look at that last play, wide open, no one catching Bart.
They have left him open or given him a step or two on other occasions. Made to pay for it there. Well, something also Taiwanese ball players need to improve on is their free throw shooting.
Oh, you think so?
It's already a number of misses in this game to begin with.
When you have plenty of broadcasting experience in professional Taiwanese basketball, you can definitely relate to that last sentiment that you just said. You know what? Taiwanese players and import players go through that struggle.
Both teams will start having to earn their money from the line as Hongja has got 5, Taipei City 7 fouls as a team.
Makoto Malala punching in his free throw shot. Duan lays it in, another one to counter back. But just like that, Taipei City counters back with another 2.
Wong Kai-tun kind of picked on down low, but as you saw there, answered with a 3, and that's kind of the math you do when you play 3-on-3. Not seeing a lot of action earlier in the game.
Travel call for Taichung.
Kind of got his momentum working a little bit too early, as we see for this special event. On the rare occasion, the craned arm camera going to work. It's a 2-possession game now.
Makoto Malala for the jump shot for 3, no good. Barth pops it back out of bounds.
I didn't realize we had souvenirs here in the absolute 3-on-3 as the referees asked for a new ball. It's a FIBA-approved Wilson basketball, but specially designed for 3-on-3 for those of you who are watching for the first time. A little smaller in size, but the same weight as a regulation number 7 to number 6 size, so that's why it's used for both the men's and women's game.
We're just shy of 5 minutes. The score is only 13-10. Bart gets possession of the ball at the top. He's gonna go around Chen Boyi.
Passing is not all that crisp right now.
As Taiwan helps himself. Another 2. And Bart passes it to the Taichung.
Luo kind of read it as if he was the intended target on the pass. Another foul as Luo found some space. That 3-pointer earlier, kind of a nice touch pass down low by Chen.
Free throw rolls out of the rim. Taipei City with 8 fouls, Taichung 5. The ball rolls out of bounds. Right after draw B, we got qualifying draw A, Minakami versus Brisbane.
And one, there's Jordan taking advantage of his strength down low. Yep, there was contact on the hand. So Taichung marching along, 5 points away from the target.
Jong inching closer to 21. Bart bounce passes to Makoto Malala, denied by Taiwan. But Bart trying to go in again, once again, blocked.
Taichung's turned into be the scrappier defensive team, especially doing well protecting the rim.
Makoto Malala goes in, helps himself for the rebound. Shot in.
Same pick.
Rattles out just before the buzzer beater.
Seems like the Knights have keyed in. Julian is almost always going to go right with his dribble. They've already picked him 3 times on that same possession. Timeout on the floor. Another thing to know about the logistics behind round 3, only 1 seat is provided to the teams for the 1 player who is not in action. Part to open up the floor for other things to happen, events, logistics, and whatnot, but also to keep the pace of the game going. Jab ball.
3 seconds left, couldn't get in the 3-point toss. Had a whole lane to himself, fortunately got a little bit of a butterfingers. That goes out of bounds. Once again, Taichung possession.
Zulu going left this time and getting the score out of it.
I think his ears were bleeding. I think he heard what you were saying. Lays it in from that side. Makoto Malala at the corner, just short. Saw the shot clock was at 2 seconds.
Yeah, Taichung actually sent a double team, but Makoto Malala kind of rushed it. Right to the ISO on the block.
And a sick shot from underneath Taiwan to round it up to 20.
Hongja commits a foul, but they had one to take, really. free throws after the next.
Hard at the top. Too much to the right. Winding down, 2 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock. See if Taichung can finish it right off here. As a last-ditch effort, Luo Juntren gets it in. And that concludes qualifying draw B.
You could say it's a little lucky, but they did have a comfortable lead in the game. They defended the paint a lot better and hit their perimeter shots.
Taichung will be playing once again at 3:25. They're going to catch Taipei City at 2:35 up against Tainan. Stay tuned for more 3-on-3 basketball.
I know you're unstoppable. I know you woke up feeling nothing is know the door's unlockable. Ain't nothing standing in your way, there ain't no obstacle. I know you're the chosen one. Numbers don't matter when you know that you're the only one. Time don't matter, you can do it all day long. I know you about to show the world just where you coming from.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 首先各位介绍 Team Minakami. Number 14 is Taichung. Number 10, Shih.
Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. It's popping, no stopping. Standing on the stage, got the whole place watching. Vacation, hotel hopping. Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. Worldwide on the scene.
再一次重新介绍日本 Minakami. Number 14 is Qualifier. Number 10, Shih. Number 6, Watanabe Ryukyu. Number 11, Yagi Tentama. Brisbane. Number 9, Jong. Number 14, Starters. Number 43, Bad Buffet. Number 3, Kai Woodball.全马线唯一的3-2-3团队。好，现场朋友们给两队人掌声尖叫声，谢谢。
Welcome to the 210 game, the qualifiers here at the Taipei Challenger, hosted by Absolute Basketball here in Taiwan. We already saw earlier Brisbane, but we get to introduce Minakami to the picture as they get the scoring started off with a number 11 at tee-top. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Taylor Chen on this broadcast. There's Woodfall, who collects the rebound, but kind of trapped in the corner by Watanabe. It's going to cause a jump ball. So unlike 5-on-5 basketball, where the game starts off with a tip-off, it's a coin toss and alternating possessions after that. Over Neo Kazera, providing the screen, getting the lob in a not a good position, and that one's poked out of bounds.
Neo Kazera, 30-year-old from Burundi.
He's kind of playing the center position, just like his counterpart in Vulcan. Yuku Watanabe, number 6, out playing kind of guard, you can say. Matching up exactly against Woodfall. There's a big little screen and a foul. Running into one.
Woodfall, seeing the replay, tripping up a little bit right there. The most senior player on the Brisbane made, 27 years old, as Song goes in for 3 and it's good. Just a reminder for our new viewers to FIBA, 3-pointers are actually only 2 points.
Only 2 points, but if you do the math, that's double what any shot inside the arc is. So that's why, just like in 5-on-5 basketball, outside shooting is really an important part of the game for everybody now, you could say. Teed off with a nice interception down to Neil Wizera.
Titoff attempting to make a 3-point shot, but there goes Volkman. He comes in for an and one.
Yeah, in 3-on-3, there's no help defense hardly at all. Especially when you have the big going to work down low. Though I guess the Taipei City Knights would disagree, as we probably saw the best defensive game by Yana Rokoto Malala. Though in a losing effort in their first game, they'll try to make it up with the following game. As you see, calling referee from behind, probably said a lane violation.
Minakami team is the only 3-on-3 team in the Gunma region in Japan. It's been formed for, has been playing or has been in existence for 6 years. As Niyok Wizera will be at the free throw line.
Yeah, he is so strong, so well built.
Definitely his years of experience overshadow Volkman. Volkman only 23 years old.
A little bit of trouble there. Trying to get on the same page. Running a backdoor with Nick Stoddard, number 14 of Brisbane.
Woodfall up against Nico Wizera. Tried to go in for the floater, no good. As Minakami lays in another one.
Watanabe, who's doing a good job applying pressure, so screens are needed to open up his teammate.
Volkman manages to get the rebound under the hoop. Titoff finds Niyoko Wizera. As Stoddard goes behind the back, tries to lay it in. Tough defense by Niyok Wizera.
That's the experience you're talking about. The right place, right time, the hand tapping it off the backboard. Right back to himself.
Brisbane actually taking the lead though. 5-4. They are on the younger side. In the Minakami team, we got Niyok Wizera at 30 and Otsuka, the most veteran, at 36 years old. The youngest is Yakin Titoff at 24. As the score is now tied. Woodfall counters back with 3.
A real nice sequence from both teams. Shuna Otsuka, probably ears were bleeding. Were you calling him the most experienced player around?
The most experienced, most veteran, you know? Gotta respect our elders.
Well, Woodfall has put his name up for one of the best 3-point or long-distance shooters in the tournament, as demonstrated in the first game against Saitama, and a quick counter 2 here. You'll see that a lot in 3-on-3 basketball. So giving up any score, sometimes makes better scoring opportunities for the defense, in fact. We have 6.5 minutes to go in this one. A rather low scoring affair, but you can probably credit the defense for putting a strong effort. All the previous games we've had before, won at the 21-point mark and not the 10-minute clock. On the curl this time.
Titov outside the perimeter, just off song, gets the ball back out, pops it back into Volkman. It's up against two bigs right now.
Here's the strength of Neil Wazera. That time size and a beautiful touch pass.
Happy accident right there, as you see Nico Wazera passes to Titov. And Otsuka tries to go in for three. And Titov commits the foul on Song.
Score 96, Brisbane.
Brisbane's ball. Stoddart up against Watanabe.
He loves being physical with those runners.
Otsuka trying again at the same point where he tried to get that three-point shot earlier. No good.
An unforced error on that entry pass. Kind of got ahead of himself. Tim Sung was ready to run that give and go. Looks like, I think for the first time today, that Volkman will take a little bit of a rest during one of these games.
Stoddart for three, just short. Notsua pops it back out to Titov.
Okay, don't mind, never mind. Be careful, be careful.
A bit too much pressure in that corner.
Brisbane, Maine being the first team to kick off this tournament, was just shy of taking the game up against the Saitama Alphas X. 21-18 was the score.
Nice poke from behind by Titov. Brisbane will have to get a shot off with 4 seconds left. A jab step and fire. Woodfall doing it every kind of way.
So 2 seconds, challenge accepted as Otsuka tries to pass it out. Song intercepts it. Woodfall tries to go in for the floater. Titov on the side of the right. And Woodfall outsmarts Watanabe. Supposedly an easy three there, just off. As Stoddart wide open in the lane, gets the lay-in.
Now, right now, Brisbane doesn't look like the team who just played earlier. They look really energized out there. They're applying a lot of defensive pressure. They're really working hard on offense to get open shots.
And Titov decided, I'm just gonna throw it in at the top. Woodfall just before landing, tries to go in for two. Draws a foul. Just shy of 4 minutes left. We are going into timeout. Brisbane ahead, 14. Minakami, 8.
Yeah, the key stretch in that game, definitely with Volkman and Neo Wazera out for their respective teams. The biggest benefactor, of course, is Kai Woodfall out there. In fact, driving it successfully to the rim for the first time, I believe, today. Now he's at the line. it should be said, we are under a pavilion here, but it is really could be considered outdoor basketball, so wind and humidity could be a factor in players and teams getting used to the playing conditions.
Taichung manages to come through with an and one. Free throw rattles in. As Woodfall, once again with possession. There's that high screen by Volkman.
There's an interesting call. The two players' arms tangled together, but the referee must have said that Woodfall was the one who got them locked up in the first place. So a turnover for Brisbane. Leaving wide open, but Minakami has not demonstrated they can punish their opponents from out there.
Woodfall out at the perimeter. Goes in for another floater shot.
Foul.
6 fouls on Minakami. Woodfall at the charity stripe.
Yeah, without Watanabe out there, actually you kind of find Minakami actually at a speed disadvantage, which is very dangerous with Woodfall out there on offense. A little give and screen.
Atsuka getting the and one.
They're gonna need to make their run now with less than 3 minutes to go, down by 5. So they have led Brisbane to get to 7 fouls. So shooting 2 every time after that. Both too strong.
Atsuka trying to bring the ball in for the lay-in himself. Trips up a little bit, ball out of bounds. Brisbane's possession.
Now, interesting enough, they're going to bring in Watanabe, not with Woodfall coming in for his respective team, and immediately they go right to the spot.
Song coming in.
Good job by Volkman to get him an extra possession, even falling to the ground. So interesting situation there where Minakami actually had to clear the basketball despite getting a turnover, which, in some maybe schoolyard basketball, you're allowed to go straight to the basket on an air ball or a turnover.
Volkman trips up again. The buzzer beater goes off, but Minakami gets possession only to get blocked by Volkman. Quickly recovering after that fall.
They've done a great job turning around their form from the earlier game. The referees are going to have a little discussion, probably around the possession and shot clock again. A competitive environment like this, kind of been the case.
Minakami, another team that's got another upcoming 3-on-3 tournament. They're going to be at the V Prime Invitational at Ho Chi Minh City.
I don't think this is an official stat, but it appears that Minakami has also had the most airball 3-pointers so far in the tournament. It is, the breeze is now picking up a little bit. It is on the cooler side here in Taipei.
You're not saying the winds are the reason why we're getting those air balls, are you?
It would be very difficult to be closing some windows in this venue right now. As
Windows.
We have a little stoppage right now with the scoreboards, LED scoreboards.
It's the
getting
wind.
knocked out. It might be the wind.
Yeah.
The scoreboard in the corner next to the operations side is still working, but I think they want to get everything put up because that crucially has the game clock on. So we have another stoppage. Unfortunately, previously it was a player injury, so they'll have to try to sort out the hardware, the software going on here in Shanghai Sheikh Memorial Hall. It is a free-to-attend event on the bleacher side in front of us, so welcoming those fans who might be in Taipei, might be in town to come through, check it out. There's a full slate of basketball today, and yet tomorrow, not so full, so you better take advantage from the afternoon starting at about 3:20 p.m. is the expected start time to the quarterfinals, where the championship game of this challenger set for 7:20 in the evening. Trying to get a two-man game going, but Volkman had his back toward him.
2 seconds left. Woodfall squeezes in another one right after that timeout. Again, still having technical difficulties on this for our big LED screens. Watanabe tries to go in, but no good, as Woodfall, his three-point shot is short.
That one definitely affected by the wind. It is really picking up now.
Ukrainian comes in for the lay-in. Score now 18-12. Brisbane still has that comfortable lead. Volkman passes to Stoddart.
Ball out of bounds, the referee says. Hey, good eye, because Volkman was going to go with it around the world behind the back. So the LED board's not affecting you watching on the broadcast. You have the scorebook there in the corner.
Just helps us broadcasters right here. As Stoddart tries to go in for three. Now Otsuo at the corner, and that one is good.
They made him pay for it. Brisbane stopped moving their feet after that missed shot. A quick hitter.
Woodfall manages to get the rebound back after that deep ricochet. Stoddart for three.
Feeling it.
Woodfall close to the baseline. And now Woodfall at the corner. Splish splash makes that three. Watanabe, with no one guarding him. Volkman just hanging out under the post.
Less than 20 seconds, one possession.
And the rare occasion that Volkman tries to make a three-point shot.
Reminder to you, Taylor, there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Minakami with possession. Kind of need a miracle right here.
Ball gets fumbled around. Volkman pops it back out to Song just before time's up.
Final score, 20-15.
Good job by our MC informing us of the score. In any case, Brisbane will move to 1 win and 1 loss in the qualifying draw. We'll see where that puts them when it comes to group play. A couple of local teams coming up next.
己的球队有自己的出场音乐。欢迎现场朋友们来到游戏免费的FIBA 2023台北挑战赛。这一次的赛事我们都是免费入场的，那请现场朋友们，我们有位置都可以就坐，尽量不要靠在单上，谢谢各位。DJ stop the music。现场朋友们准备好了吗？台南四爱野兽的出场乐 DJ Shih。首先为各位介绍，球员我有禁区守护神谢宏源。台积电小神张彦希，必须要是台南判官关浩伟，最后为各位介绍台南球王球队之杰王志坚。台南四爱野兽队。接下来我们介绍台北战马 Number 11 Bradley Moore Number 12 Yin Number 8 1K Jack Number 70 吴志宇Taipei City 台北战马。这将是为这场尖叫声很大声的对决比赛啊！台南四爱野兽的本事，台北战马。
The fourth game of the early afternoon here at the qualifying rounds of the 2023 Absolute Basketball Challenger here. We previously already saw the Taipei City Knights in action, and our first time seeing Tynan and Shih. They're going to be in blue, and the Knights in that maroon jersey. Looks like they're gonna get a few extra moments to conduct a little shoot around as they try to sort out the technical difficulties. As in the venue here, the LED boards in front of us that's supposed to have the score and time have kind of been knocked out, and I think because of the reset, the scoreboard behind the operations table is also a little bit out of commission. Well, if you're just joining us, I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Taylor Chen on the broadcast here from the venue at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Right in front of the Memorial Hall behind us is the Liberty Square, and flanking it is the National Concert Hall and the National Theater. Actually, we're right in the heart of the city of Taipei, and thankfully we're covered by the pavilion, but earlier in the morning, and in fact into the later mornings, so that was actually raining, but now at least no precipitation, so we encourage everyone to come out. Already for both teams, a strong supporting section going on to our right, Taylor.
Yeah, good turnout for the Tainan team as well as the Taipei Knights. Like we said, like I kind of mentioned before, Taipei Knights has quite a big following. Not only it seems like they got friends, but also just a pretty big fan base on Instagram and every 3-on-3 tournament that they go to.
So as Taylor, you mentioned before, sponsored by Fubon Life Insurance. They're the title sponsors of the Absolute 3-on-3 basketball here in Taiwan, the organizers who put on the summer series. So we said it before and we'll say it maybe a few more times. Two teams are familiar with each other, having squared off during the summertime when they scheduled those games and those series in the weekends at venues across the island of Taiwan. So Taipei City, previously I kind of remember the one at Shih, of course a very busy shopping district over there. It was all the way down in Kaohsiung. It was in fact on one of the outer lying islands right off the coast. There was a time it was at Taichung train station, for example. It was in Danshui one time.
The one that you mentioned off the island down in Kaohsiung, even though it was picturesque, but man, I tell you, I talked to a couple of players and they said that particular weekend was brutal because, as we mentioned, we have covering here, but that entire weekend it was uncovered. The sun was blazing. Players were exhausted from the heat. I was surprised we didn't get any heat strokes or heat exhaustion. So,
I mean, I actually would think that it probably happened, just nobody has let us know about it.
Yeah, maybe we are not privy to that, but I saw some pictures. They definitely looked winded. But we're very lucky here at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. I think this might be the first time 3-on-3 has ever been held here. So pretty historic stuff that we're experiencing this weekend. So thank you guys all for tuning in.
The one basketball event that I do remember being here was when Rajon Rondo came through town. I think that was around 2018, as they do have the screen activated. Let's see if they can put the scoreboards up, crucially.
Looks like the screen right by the score table is still getting reset right now, but once again we see the Knights have printed out a bunch of t-shirts, Light the Night it says across the chest, and as well you see the Tainan fan group here. I have to say, Ryan, like, Tainan is in the middle of nowhere. They have a pretty strong fan base. They're very well traveled because in T1, the Tainan Ghost Hawks, they may have a smaller fan base, but they travel really well. Playoffs, non-playoffs, 3-on-3, they're very supportive. They're very rooted.
Tainan actually has the longest standing professional baseball team, you could say, in the Uni President 7-Eleven Lions. All the other teams in the professional baseball league here in Taiwan have actually either moved around or not exactly had a very solidified home kind of city. And that's only been happening in the last decade or so in the CPBL.
Don't forget, Taiwanese professional basketball has only been around, with Plus League being formed during the peak of COVID. While everything was shut down around the world, Plus League was formed.
And that competition led to the start of home and away. That's the biggest point we talk about with professional basketball, because previously there is a Super Basketball League, but the venue's always organized by the official league side of things, and so they schedule the venue, they sell tickets, you can go watch 2, if not 3 games a day, and so players practice and played very frequently and very often as if they're professionals, but the home and away and the, shall we say, player compensation and of course the fan experience, you know, not quite up to what you can imagine the potential of pro basketball is. And with actually the 3-on-3 being here in Taiwan, this challenger coming back, it's a great opportunity for all the, especially the local boys, the local teams, to show off their talents and show off their games on an international stage. Now, thanks to the Absolute organizers, Absolute Basketball, all the games are broadcasted on YouTube. But we're talking about world-class competition that they're going up against if they can make it to the group play. Donghua has already made it. They'll be playing in Group B. Ling Jingbang. There you see, if you're in person in the venue, he's checking things out, sitting somewhere in the stands. Member of the New Taipei Kings for a couple seasons now. He's actually one of those old veterans who played a long time in the SPL as well.
So a veteran, you would say.
He's very experienced.
Very experienced, that's right. Plus League hasn't started up yet, right, Ryan?
Not yet. Today, I believe, is a tip-off of another basketball competition going on besides the 3-on-3 right here, and actually he's joined on the left in the kind of tan shirt. That's Xiaoli Lingliren too. Cameraman's got the wrong people involved. Come on now.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 tournament. Dang it.
Oh, in fact,
Focus.
that booth is sponsored by Lingliren's Guangzhou Icons program. They're to the, if you're facing the basket, it's on the far left booth.
Just look for the giant ball, basically.
Oh, he brought his own side.
Hey, he's a clever guy. You know, if basketball doesn't work out professionally, he's got an entertainer and YouTuber in his back pocket, no problem. But like you mentioned before, another league has started today. It's actually T1 Basketball League. It is the CTBC-DEA up against the Tainan Ghost Hawks. So like I said, Tainan Ghost Hawks, their fan base is pretty strong. So just like in 3-on-3, strong fan base for the 3-on-3 team here. As our current matchup teams are still warming up, we're still having some technical malfunctions, so thank y'all for your patience. Make sure to subscribe to the 3-on-3 Absolute channel on YouTube and follow all the social media pages, including the 3-on-3 teams this weekend.
Sometimes you have to let certain people know, you know. Can't mix up in that. Can't mix up in that, man. You see it, man. Yeah. Hey. Don't have to pull my line. Might as well save your prayer. Message me multiple times. You will get left on red. Why you gotta stand so close? Understand we are no friends. Don't be doing pally. Most of them faking the end. Don't have to pull my line. Might as well save your prayer.
Come on. Oh, hey. Oh, put your hands up. Hey. Oh. Y'all have everybody songs on Jingle DJ Shih. Let's go. Here we go. Let's take it back to the old school. Back to the old school. Yo, DJ. Yeah, so, put your hands up. Whoa. DJ Shih's in the house. Bring it back to the old school. DJ, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Come on. Everybody, everybody. Here we go. Everybody jump right now.
So I keep on rocking, keep it independent. They just keep on knocking. Thick, no science fiction. Sipping on some liquor, studio living. F-rap, I see
Sure gets the shooters tonight. Make it hot, come on.
see there's bigger fish in. Whatever, right? We can talk the talk, it's whatever. We talk money.
拉拉队要挥个手吗 ？Shout out to 40 girls. Here we go now. Shout out to my brother 小力哥 I'm right here. 观众的爱看 Put your hands up.
I'm doing it really, really, really dope. Big dreams, I want big.
Here we go.
Clubbing all night, champagne popping, get it faded. Girls on my waistline. Tell the DJ it's bass time. I got these girls all over.
DJ should speak that.
FaceTime. If it ain't pumping, it ain't mine. When the crowd get hyped up, I stage dive. And people on my
Whoa. Pump that louder.
you think I'm cocky, hard, ain't I? Why you grin?
Let's go. Pump it louder.
Hardy, no full moon till the break of dawn. I mean daylight.
Pump that.
I'm killing it, smoking them all like a cigarette. Worldwide, I'm on it like the internet, the filament. On the other side of the world since I've been in it. Guess you don't know who I'm chilling with, but now you wanna hold me close. It looks like I can brag a lot like a top model with no portfolio. Just hop on it, hop on it, hop on it, just hop on it, hop on it, hop on it like you know nothing. I say hop on it, hop on it.
Yo, shout out to my brother right here, DJ Shih. 这是2023 FIBA 3对3台北挑战赛，What up？ Pump it louder. Let's go. Check this out. DJ Shih. Zach. Here's Zach.
Watching the 3-on-3 Taipei Challenger here at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. For those who are just tuning in or those who have been waiting, thank you so much for your patience. Hallelujah, the day has come. The scoreboards are back. The LED boards are fixed. Back in action. Players have been warming up, so they're not really iced out, but I think they're a little bit antsy to get started here.
Earlier in the afternoon, the Taipei City Knights have already played. It's the other team, Tainan, who's probably, like you say, very antsy to get going. Now they just need to turn on the official scoreboard behind the operations table, get that going. But the players are on the court, so they have to be close.
Here's hoping. Can't make these assumptions. You can see the Light the Night crew on our right side, Ryan. They're pretty antsy, but looks like the referee's got the ball. Our Serbian referee.
Finally,
I think we're ready to kick off. Game 4 today. What we're watching is qualifying a draw B.
The biggest name with this Tainan team is exactly that, number 4, Shih, but not Mr. Lin, it's Wang Zijie.
You're talking about Beast from the Braves?
I'm talking about Beast from the Braves.
Little Plus League reference as Barth answers back.
Beautiful fadeaway there. Takeaway by Jan. You mentioned before, he's stood out as like the best defensive player yet the first 3 games.
Had quite a few exciting blocks.
His deflections and hands are also very good.
Bart lands on the ground, quickly coming back up. Tynan getting the score up even 2-2.
That was Dongyan Xing, who kind of found himself way too open. Is one of those, might have got away with a foul, but you end up kind of by defact turning it over by a missed shot as holding down low. It's Wang Zijie winning the foul.
This particular Tainan team has participated in last year's Tainan City Challenger. Fell short into the finals though. The UB Huishan, a Serbian team, took the championship last year at the Challenger as Wang Zijie makes 3.
Second one of the game.
Another veteran, experienced player, but he lets number 8, Wang Kai-sung, slip through. Bart making an attempt outside the perimeter.
Block shot and running low on time.
Wang Zijie tries to find his teammate down on the post. Lost grip of the ball. It's now Taipei City's possession. Excuse me, it's still in Tainan's possession. If you're watching on the screen, you can see the LED boards are kind of moving a little bit. The winds are going a little bit harder. Is it, was it the reason for such a long technical problem? Maybe, maybe not. We can't really confirm nor deny that.
You know, typically in outdoor sports, Taylor, to check the direction of the wind, the most famous is obviously the flagpole in golf, or maybe the little ribbons on top of goalposts in football. But there's no real official marker in basketball, as it looks like we have a technical difficulty. Looks like we have a violation bringing the ball out. Got to clear the three-point line, or two-point line in 3-on-3, as we have another illegal screen. We've seen that a few times called by the officials here.
We watched the Knights earlier. They were kind of need to clean up their act a little bit in terms of offense with passing, as
Hallway with the lay-in.
thank you. Makoto Malala, or Yan for short, pops it back out to Wang Kai-zhen. But shot clock violation there, and not being aware of the time.
Kind of came out of nowhere, really, it felt like.
Well, that's 3-on-3 for you. Sometimes you're just not aware that clock is still ticking. Time stops for nobody. Last-ditch effort before falling.
Was foul.
Was Zhang Yanxing. Got the peanut gallery going off, and clearly effective as he misses his free throw. Yan at the top. Bounce pass to
Missing is ooh.
drives it in again, but blocked by number 18. As his second come around, gets in the 3-point. 5 balls to score, 7 minutes left of the game as the ball rolls out of bounds.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Tainan's kind of stingy on the inside.
Wang Zijie for the underhand shot before 12 seconds is off. Bart blocks a shot from Guang Haowei. Step and go but couldn't make the shot there. Wang Zijie slows down the pace here with 8 seconds to go. Passes it across the perimeter.
It's Guang Haowei again. This Tainan City team, besides Wang Zijie, are kind of all average build, average height, and actually getting an offensive foul there. Wang Kai-zhen a little too aggressive with his offhand.
So we're at a stop with a TV timeout. 6 minutes, 19 seconds left on the clock. Taipei City's committed 4 fouls versus Tainan with 1 so far.
Yeah, and actually, because we're kind of a little bit to the right of center across from the basket, we saw some technical coaching, Makoto Malala actually saying, when you bump with your shoulder, but gotta keep that elbow in. Because when you put that elbow out, the referees have an easy cue to call you for the foul. They're looking down low, at least Tynan is.
Zijie passes it out too.
Jong too aggressive on the closeout. But it's only a 1-point game right now. The Knights do have plenty of time to turn this one around. And not a big margin. 2 free throws for the fouls on shots outside the perimeter.
not a big lead, but, you know, with all the fouls that Taipei City is committing, Tainan can slowly creep up that lead.
Especially hunt for the mismatches.
By trying to go around Wang Zijie. Great effort down the post. Guang Hawei to Wang Zijie. But Bart gets called for a foul. 6 fouls for the Knights now.
Yeah, just the blocking foul, sliding his feet.
Three-point shot, no good. But he's going to come back in, redeem himself. Zhang Yexu for 1.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe on the offensive rebound. So good toughness by Koto Malala there to stick with that play. Kind of curious, the referees didn't call a violation for not letting the basketball out. The wind, as we mentioned, has picked up, so these deep shots are even more difficult.
Threw a big Mian ball right there. Tynan still has position ball. About the halfway point, like I mentioned, Tynan creeping up the lead, 9-6 right now. Three-point shot was off. It was a block pass by Bart.
Now, a lot of substitutions for the Knights especially.
Two seconds. Taipei gets the ball back in their hands.
Ooh, a little bit too much there. Got the man in the air with a shot fake. His teammate was expecting him to take the shot.
Right idea to pass it to Yan, but rolled out of his hands. Taipei still getting that chance, but blowing it as Tynan goes in for another shot at the post.
Good 1-2 punch between Guan and Jin. Like we mentioned, the players for Tainan don't stand out in terms of height or strength, at least in appearance, but they're playing pretty smart. They're getting deflections, block shots, and they really know how to pass. That's one thing that's stood out. Good way to stick with it there.
Barth to Wu Zuyan. Wang Ziting with 2 seconds left. There's a tussle going on between him and Yan.
It's going to be a shot clock violation. Great defensive effort, just at the right time.
Barth wide open, but another air ball. Right idea, bad execution. With another TV timeout, score 10-7.
I don't think we've seen a single outside shot made so far in this game. So both teams have got to adjust to that. And I can imagine that for the Knights, Wang Kaizeng, and for the Shih of Tainan, Wang Zijie might not see as much playing time as you would expect in a normal rotation. But there they are, matched up on each other, and Wang Kaizeng probably getting away with a hold there. It's great defense by Wu.
Putting more pressure on Tynan right now. As Barth, one-on-one up against Wang Zijie. Can't connect the dots. Wang Zijie nearly losing it. Tough defense on Bart. As Tynan kind of fumbling around with the ball. Another shot, unable to get through.
Yeah, I thought he had an open lane to go to the basket, but apparently not. So 3-point game with 3 minutes to go. It's still up in the air.
We have yet to see an overtime here happen this week so far. So the rule for overtime is the first team reaches
21 points is the target score.
Well, for overtime.
2 points.
2 points.
So it could be one and done, or it could be a couple of ones. That's confusing word for it. You can make an outside shot for 2 points, or 2 baskets within the perimeter.
You know, we could always just say English is not our first language. As Yan tries to go in, it goes around and out.
Good hustle play, but a little bit slippery right now.
Jian Hongren couldn't quite get there in time to get the ball back. Wang Kaizhen down the lane, but pops it back out to the perimeter for Barth. Once again, unable to get that outside shot.
Their pressure forces out of bounds. So the Knights a fresh 12 for themselves on offense.
Well, Knights have probably been kind of listening to us. They are standing right next to us, as seems like their defense has been cleaning up, has been toughening up, as they've been able to hold Tynan down to still 10 right now. All gets fumbled around. There's a shot clock violation for Tynan.
They try to run kind of one of those around the world plays. Good anticipation, deflection, and a turnover.
Zujie one-on-one up against Yan. Lays it in.
Kind of a rare moment where the ball goes out of bounds, so the Knights getting a chance to kind of recuperate.
Yan draws iron for that 3.
Just an out of bounds there. Kind of felt like a while, but we need to remind the viewers, 7 fouls is when bonus free throws for every foul on the floor by the defense.
That seemed like that was a lucky shot for Guanhao. Just kind of a lazy lob, but making it through 13 to 8. There we go. Wang Kaizhen pulls the 3 points. Hoping to see the scoreboard update.
Done with the made shot, so Tainan still with a 2-possession lead.
Again, trying to answer. Draws a foul.
You know, this one, it's probably going to come down to the full 10 minutes. And don't forget, the 2 teams have been warming up for 15, almost 20 minutes before the game because of the technical difficulties. So
That's like
they've been
a
working
game and
hard.
a half. So we're winding down 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Yeah, not in time to get that shot.
Guanhao close to a dagger layup there.
And Zhang Yanxing snags that rebound.
Can't get too careless though, only 2 possessions is the lead.
2 seconds left. Wang Zijie for 3, just short, but
Just put back.
we got Zhang Yanxu attempting to get that rebound with Yan.
Another travel on the Knights. They're gonna call a timeout. It's a tough task with only 37 seconds left in the game.
Thirty seconds left. Wang Zijie tries to go for an alley-oop with Jian Hongyuan at the post.
And another turnover by the Knights, it seems. It was out of bounds, they said. So killer turnover. That'll pretty much do it as free throws coming up.
Tainan's gonna have to pull off a miracle to be able to kick in 3 points as Bart lays in another one.
Another foul, free throws, that'll pretty much be it. Now, I've really been impressed by Tainan's passing ability. As we talked about, the elements playing a factor, so outside shooting is so difficult, but their creative passing has gotten their opportunity, put the pressure on the Knights to defend from inside.
That's off. Tainan with 2 seconds left and 1. Just off. So close. Now we're gonna go into
Tainan clinching the victory. And that puts the Knights, on the other hand,
only scored 12 points again.
Number 12, Gordon Village. Number 7, Tomoya Ochai. 4, Will Ozoa. Number 16, Peter Secure. Saitama Alves from Japan. Minakami. Number 14 is Neo Zurura. Number 10, Jun Oscar. Number 6, Watanabe Raccoon. Number 11, Yoki Taichung. Minakami 这是来自群马县唯一的3对3团队。
It is the second to last of the qualifying games this afternoon of day 1 of competition here at the Taipei Challenger for the Absolute Basketball 3-on-3 final event of the calendar year. Of course, this is an international, a world-class event, you can even say. The teams playing in the opening draw vying to make it to the group stage later, and to finally be the ultimate winners of the Taipei Challenger. On one side is Saitama and the other Minakami.
Something to take note of in their first game, Saitama's Goran Belgic had a twisted ankle not even 2 minutes into the game. We'll see if he's able to come in. See how severe his ankle injury is. 7 seconds on the clock. As Tito gets in first shot.
Saitama is in blue, and Minakami is in that maroon color, as these jerseys are reversible. The foul between the two smaller guards. Roy Ozawa against Riku Watanabe. Not the World Cup Watanabe, though. Hey, nothing's impossible.
Titov accidentally finding Nico Witzera.
Yeah, Minakami fell in their last game, and the huge key was they had a long stretch with Neo Witzera was seated. He was on the bench, not in for play. On the other side, Tamayo Ochai kind of plays the center for Saitama's side. So those two will pretty much try to stick against each other defensively. Beautiful layup made by Petar Sakur.
Neo Witzera losing the ball. Solid defense on Saitama's side.
So for Saitama, if you're concerned about size, they're always going to be playing Ryo Ozawa, who's on the shorter side. Of course, that comes with benefits on the offensive side, but just like that, sneaking in under Yakub Titov. Trying to go right back at him.
Titov missed passes. And Ozawa trying to make that shot.
Poked out of bounds by Sakur, number 16 of Saitama. Like a full beard working for him. Nothing's coming easy inside for the game so far. We've been 2 minutes in and only 4 points. There have been cases during the absolute basketball 3-on-3 series here in Taiwan where a team has taken the title of only playing 3. Easy 1-2. You with Kazera.
Ozawa losing the ball with Tita passing it out to Nyok Wizera. Behind the back pass, couldn't execute. Wizera gets it out to Titov, draws a foul. Referees call it a pushing foul. Now we have Otsuka at the top.
I haven't said his name hardly at all during this game. Not a lot of those called earlier. It's the kind of hand fighting foul where, in that instance, the offensive player started the tangle up.
Square takes a tumble.
Foul was called. It was a beautiful, easy fake handoff and the around the world kind of lob pass inside. It worked to perfection with the guards preoccupied on the weak side.
(4-3) Watanabe for a floater shot. Gets it through.
Yeah, catching the defense playing in between and going right back to him.
Sakura driving right back in, and it's good. Ochai commits a foul
Kind of a
on
quick take foul.
Watanabe.
Didn't want that defensive matchup. And kind of understand that Saitama playing shorthanded might opt to be a little bit more liberal with their fouls up until the 7th.
Trying to execute that alley-oop. Nyok Wizera getting the rebounds and the foul on Ochai. He's on the floor right now, but quickly recovering back up.
Took a couple of rolls though. Definitely not playing 100% right now.
Saitama's got a lot of work ahead. It doesn't seem like that Goran Bijalic will be coming on anytime soon. As Titov swishes in 2 or 3.
Quick answer though. Ryozawa seeking a shot as we'll have our first timeout of the game. I would say Minakami does have the advantage. They have an extra player to rotate through. Wizera is definitely the biggest body in between the two teams, so rebounding should be their advantage as well. But only a 3-point lead after about 3 minutes of play. Gotta remember, 3-on-3 basketball, it's only 1s and 2s. So 2 points is a possession difference.
Another one for Saitama, thanks to Ozawa. And Nico Wizera up against Ochai. Ochai being just mismatched in size. And that's a travel violation on Ozawa.
Man, on a make shot. As we mentioned, the conditions are maybe not completely still for outside shooters. So every time somebody makes one, but there's a whistle, kind of a big deal. Kind of like last game, there was a out of bounds play, but a good block by Ozawa there as Watanabe was driving the lane.
T-Top, just like that, rolls in another one. Ozawa passes out to Ochai. Ochai getting that rebound from that attempted three-point shot by Ozawa. 9 seconds left. Popping it back in and out.
Man, it was a beautiful 4-pass sequence, but just couldn't get the finish.
Yep, Watsera manages to finish there as Ozawa once again pops it back out. T-Top pokes it out of bounds.
Easy holding call to be called. That was Shun Utsuka who tried to get away with it.
T-Top, instead of going down the lane, pops it back out to Ochai. With T-Top at the same spot for the three-point shot. No good, but he's gonna try once again. That's gonna go around and out.
Thankfully everyone's okay. There was a little bit of a slippage underneath the basket. These floors are made to be somewhat water resistant, as looks like there's an offensive foul there. A little bit too much hand fighting there. Well, Minakami, 6 fouls as a team. Three made by Shakur, and that'll close it in within 2.
Watanabe hands it up to Otsuwa, unable to connect the dots. And here comes Sakura again.
Funny enough, a shot clock reset on the missed pass that hit the rim.
Ochai, second rebound, couldn't get in the second time.
Yeah, a size and position advantage against Otsuka. Oh, a missed opportunity.
T-Top in and out. Polish off another 3. Saitama tries to answer back. Minakami still with possession, but Ochai gets intercepted by T-Top, and T-Top, no one guarding him. A little bit too much to the left. Zua bounce back to Sakura, pops out to Ochai. Free as a bird, drops it in.
Definitely seen in this game more and more creative passing going on. That one deflected out of bounds as a timeout is called. Totally understandable. Saitama's squad looks absolutely gassed.
T-Top one-on-one against Sakura. misses the mark.
Interesting timing of that foul, but 2 free throws will be granted. Only with a 2-point lead, as Neil Wazera is on the bench right now. See how long he'll be there, or if Minakami can close this one out. Big 2-for-2 free throw trip.
36-year-old manages to get that rebound. Finds Ozawa and just lays it in.
Yeah, lost the defender, dribbling from right to left. Right now, Saitama is actually the team playing under control.
Managing to take the lead now, 14-12.
And immediately making a mistake is Watanabe with the pass.
Ozawa not connecting the dots, passes it out to Sakura.
So there it is. Only about a minute of play, and Saitama scoring 5 straight points.
A much needed break that they needed. Cashes in another one, 17-12. Saitama with that lead. 5 fouls versus Minakami with 12 and accumulated 8 fouls. The last-ditch effort. Otsuka trying to make 3.
Referee's not going to give it to him. Thought he got hit, so ended up pretty much being a turnover. Good hands. T-Top really loves that right arm reach around tap against a would-be driver.
Does look like he has pretty long arms. I can see him having a long wingspan as Sakura tries to go in for 3. Behind the back pass by Ochai, but couldn't line it up to Sakura. Ochai pops it back out to Sakura for 3, and it's good.
2 points away from finishing this one off.
Just like that, Saitama just flipped the switch, and they are nearing the end of taking this game. And again, we kept saying over and over again, despite the fact that they have 1 injured player, they've managed to come through.
Yeah, their sense of urgency and effort from about 3.5 minutes on was where it really needed to be, and they took advantage, dropped their free throws in. They just need to keep playing smart.
Wazera finally seeing him score.
Just a little bit of bully ball. Good old-fashioned work down low.
Minute and a half left. Ochai from the top, around and out. T-Top from the top himself, drops in 3.
Clean, and that actually really revives Minakami's chances.
Minakami still's got a chance, but with 1 minute left, we'll see as Otsuka drops in 3. Ooh, good attempt by Sukur to bring it back up to 20. Otsuka trying to go back-to-back for 3s. It's Bully Ball right here up against the Nyok Wazera.
I don't know if it works if the guy you're trying to bully is much bigger and stronger than you.
It's like maybe David and Goliath kind of situation as Nyok Wazera comes around.
We're tied up. Each team will at least have one possession based on the time left.
Getting that rebound. 10 seconds left on the clock.
That was huge. That keeps Minakami away from the ball, at least in regulation.
That gets poked out of bounds.
And it will be a turnover, in fact. So Minakami can actually turn it around here. 1.6 left. Make sure you're on your cues.
Yeah, air balls it. 19-19, Saitama versus Minakami.
We got OT coming up. Now this will be interesting if Minakami will elect to sub. There will be a timeout for both teams to catch their breath. That probably means a little bit more for Saitama though, as they're only playing 3 in their rotation. Put up a great fight, but Minakami, crucial buckets down the stretch. None bigger than Otsuka from the right-hand corner.
So delay our upcoming game, the Taichung Hongjia versus Tainan Shi'an. Here we go, overtime. Our first overtime in this weekend's tournament.
And a foul, that's going to be huge. Free throws in overtime. Both referees knew the sense of urgency they need to have. They really pushed up to get a good look and they called a foul. So Sukur trying to ice the game.
It's the first one.
Minakami at the mercy of this second free throw. Saitama can also allow a rebound and a 3 made. But that's it.
Quick overtime, 21-19. Saitama takes today this game. Valiant effort with 3 players only. And up next, Taichung Hongjia versus Tainan Shi'an. We've seen both teams play already. Let's see the 2 Chinese Taipei teams go head-to-head for the first time today. Stay tuned.
首先呢，要为大家介绍的是我们台中洪家火鸡。首先登场。接着登场的是我们韦博洋。以前的球衣编号12号的陈柏宇。最后呢，要为大家介绍的是我们球衣编号3号小洛骆俊全。马上呢，要为大家介绍的是我们台南士安野兽队。好，首先登场的是我们球衣编号7号的钟彦希。以前的球衣编号18号的景宏源。球衣编号12号的判官关浩维。最后呢，要为大家介绍的是我们人称台南球王，球要给谁？王志杰。B组的小组循环赛，我们这个在小组循环赛当中最重要的一场赛事，这一场谁赢谁晋级。
To absolute 3-on-3, the Taipei Challenger. You are currently watching the Tainan Shih Beast against Taichung. Taichung Hongjia team.
The winner will advance to pool play. Taichung in the blues this time, and Tynan in the maroon colors. Get set off.
那目前呢，双方呢都拿下了一胜的一个成绩。所以空中第一时间，
We've been seeing all the Chinese Taipei teams play against each other, so I'm excited to see the qualifying teams play against our international groups.
A foul there by Luo Jun-chin in the corner. Not in a dangerous spot with the offensive player.
这组呢，蓝色球衣的是我们台中洪家火鸡。这场比赛谁赢谁晋级。
Playing Shih for 3, and it's good. Five seconds left.
They'll put it on target. But you gotta make it for it to count. Committing another foul, this time with a hand check. And equally, Tainan's gonna take out Wang Zijie.
Hallway with 3 seconds. Ricochets off the iron. Dueling pushes through, manages to get another, or Taichung's first field goal.
A little stoppage to get a substitution in.
Ball gets intercepted, but Dueling manages to get a ball back.
Yeah. It's a little tougher to score inside in this game, but I don't think it's so much from a defensive effort standpoint, more that the guys are missing inside.
3 seconds left on the top for 3. Can't connect the dots.
Fouls on the rebound, the first for Tynan of the game. Size mismatch against Jong and Shih.
左杰篮下单次利用身体的优势没有，这个防守漂亮，再来一个。首先呢是我们12号的陈柏宇。好，志杰要利用身材的优势呢，直接单次跳的角落。
Hey, Zijie with some nice speed, getting the basket right back. As Lord looked like he was absolutely level, but still got the bucket to go.
骆俊全。
Looking to tie it up with this next free throw.
It's the and one, and Guang Haowei is subbed out. Rounding in, scores tied 4-4.
There's almost another and one going right at Wang Zijie. Different than the last game Tainan played, where Zijie made 2 threes to start the game, which really settled things down for them. Great vertical defense by Guang Haowei. And what would have been a very disadvantaged rebounding situation turns into a stop. So Taichung goes at it again and again.
Zijie and Su Erling tumble as the ball pops out of bounds. It's going to be the Beast's possession.
New ball as Zijie was in and out with that elbow jumper. That's the spot they really like to put him. Try to be lethal. We have a side advantage against the smaller guards and leave one open.
Guang Haowei pops it all the way up to the top of the perimeter to Zhang Hongyuan. 2 seconds left. Hongyuan tries to get the ball, but
out of bounds. Playing on the baseline. Kind of unlucky there.
Kind of takes down Su Erling. Just before a timeout. Just shy of 7 minutes left. Still 4-4. Here at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall.
Yeah, both teams are playing their game, but the shot making has not been there. And one thing that does not count for points, but has been a big advantage, Taichung with rebounding the basketball.
Wang Zijie, no look pass out to Zhang Yanxing.
Look out. The referee got kind of jumped into there as they're trying to fight for possession going out of bounds, and it will be a foul on Taichung, in fact.
Zijie helping himself, but we got Luo Junquan countering back. Gonna be Tainan's possession.
That was Luo Junquan flying up to brush it out of bounds before heading to the bench.
Zijie contesting that Taichung made contact with the ball. call still stands as Taichung will handle the ball here.
Whistle. We haven't had that many fouls so far in the game. The referee's kind of allowing the boys to play it out.
好，目前的双比数相当的焦灼，6-5，而且团队的犯规呢，分别呢是3次跟4次。好，小洛直接在外线。
Must be a bakery. We're getting a lot of meatballs churned out here.
That last one, really out of desperation. It felt like he had a little bit of time to go. Blair screen to a switch. And Loa bumped out of position again. Forced into a shot, and it hit the backboard, but that's still an air ball. And Guan Haowei with the desperation heave. Tynan with a stop down low. Making it back. That's Guan Haowei after that previous miss.
Certainly drawing a foul. Chance to close the gap here.
Another foul by Luo. This time already passed up by the dribbling. Was that number 18, Jie Hongyu? Not the guy you would think who's doing the dribble penetration.
For three, drops it in.
Yeah, rare to see any shooter so wide open, but that time it doesn't pay off for Tainan. Hey, look at what I found down low. Boyang. First time we said his name in a long time. Ooh, a little unlucky there. He anticipated the pass. Ended up hitting the hands and calling for a foul.
Taichung inching closer to bonus. To the bonus free throws.
Another putback effort by Wei. That almost seems to be Taichung's best play. Luo shoot it from outside and leave it up to his guys. That time he drops it in.
Just off. Luo Junquan goes in for three. Hits the rim. He comes back in.
Yeah, even the little guys can get involved.
Yeah, you know, don't underestimate size. So you've mentioned a couple times before, a lot of average-looking players size-wise in this tournament, particularly the Chinese Taipei teams. As Luo Junquan draws a foul.
Really not great job by the defending, was that Guan Haowei? Got caught up in the air. But that's one of those situations where if there was a shot clock in front of you, you might be able to time your jump a little bit later, right at the perfect time to avoid any fouls. So as it is, it's gonna be 2 free throws for Luo Junquan.
Got a second chance. Makes the second free throw. 12-9, 3 minutes, 23 seconds left. Zijie goes in and around and in it goes.
This time it was Du Wenling in the mix, but Wei Boyang has really been the biggest rebounding difference maker in the game. Good defense by Zijie. Hey, this game is staying tight. But there might be a crucial foul on a guy trying to get away from the basket.
DJ just saying that free throws are important and cannot be any more truer here at the at our 3-on-3 tournament. As we mentioned before, Taipei players could definitely use some help in terms of free throws. Professional 3-on-3, college even.
Too much pressure defensively as Jie Hongyuan can't finish. And on the other side, it's Taichung who commits the foul. Again, on a guy going away from the basket. These guys are playing hard, understandably, but you gotta also play smart.
Taking note of what our DJ said, made in both of his free throws. Score tied once again, still tight.
Made three by Chen Boyi. So, as much as those 2 free throws have worked, Taichung jumps in front. Another one?
Not quite.
The space in this game has opened up so much as one of the photographers almost took one. Might be a good dodgeball candidate. Less than 2 minutes to go.
You're gonna have to with the expensive equipment that you got there. And one for Du Wenling.
Yeah, taking advantage of Zijie down low, or as they called a turnover, in fact. That's huge. Kind of hard to imagine. Once again, glued away. Three-pointer to offensive rebound as that no-look pass. I don't know why he was aiming right for me. I haven't made a 3 in like 7 years. Seven fouls apiece.
Time is winding down. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Round and out is that 3-point shot by Luo Junquan.
Kind of crashing wildly.
Hyper aware of that shot clock. Still had 9 seconds to go.
Finally, Tainan's really crashing the boards now.
Finished by Zhu Wenling.
That's huge. 2-possession lead. Less than 40 seconds to go.
And for 3.
Right now, Taichung kind of icing the clock. Tynan, really not much they could do. That's going to be probably it.
Smart pass by Luo Junquan to his teammate. And another 3-point attempt by Guang Haowei.
All we have is just these free throws, and whatever play takes us through 7.7 seconds left. And we can congratulate Taichung for advancing through the qualifiers.
And 2 for 2.
Beautiful way to finish things off.
The final attempt was Wang Zijie. Just like that, we conclude this game. Taichung taking the win, 2014. That concludes our qualifying rounds in this early afternoon.
Surely a fun one. You guys expect
这球呢也当然所制作的一个购物袋，还有呢我们这次的大会的比赛用球要送给了我们场边的朋友，所以也请了现场的朋友稍后一下。好了，各位呢，现场的朋友再一次欢迎大家来到了我们中正纪念堂的自由广场。今明两天都有我们 FIBA 3x3的台北挑战赛，精彩的赛事，那绝对的不能错过。尤其呢，在这次比赛当中，也有来自呢我们世界各地的相当的一流好手。林地人等一整天就在等这个，现在等到了吧？哦，大家都已经准备好了表演哦。再次呢，谢谢大家的掌声，欢迎我们最有活力的啦啦队，为我们带来精彩的表演。